Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I hope you all are doing well. Today we are going to study a very interesting and imaginative poem, The Wind by Robert Louis Stevenson. Before we begin, I want you to think about one simple question. Can you see the wind? No, we cannot see the wind directly, but can we feel it? Yes, definitely. We can see its effects. We can see trees moving, kites flying, birds being blown about, and grass bending. And this is exactly what makes poems so interesting. In this lecture, we are going to cover following things. Number 1, paraphrasing. Number 2, theme. Number 3, central idea. Number 4, poetic devices. And at the end, we will discuss about some important questions. Let's start our lecture. The lecture starts with the biography of the poet. Robert Louis Stevenson was a famous Scottish poet, novelist, and essayist. He is widely known for his imaginative writing, simple language, and deep understanding of human emotions and nature. Stevenson became popular for his adventure novels such as Treasure Island and Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But he also wrote many beautiful poems for children. His poetry often reflects innocence, curiosity, and a close observation of the natural world. In The Wind, Stevenson uses a child's perspective to explore the mystery and the power of nature. His writing style is simple, musical, imaginative, and making his work enjoyable and meaningful for the readers of all age. He remains one of the most admired writers in English literature for his creativity and storytelling skills. Now let's move towards the paraphrasing. Before paraphrasing, we are going to discuss few main points about the poem background. The points here are theme, child's perspective, mystery, nature, poetic devices, childhood, message. And here are the details. The Wind is a short and imaginative poem that describes the invisible yet powerful nature of the wind. The poem is written from the perspective of a child who carefully observes the effects of the wind on the world around him. He sees how the wind lifts kites, moves birds, creates sound, but he cannot see the wind itself. This makes the wind seem mysterious and fascinating. Through the simple and musical language, Stevenson captures the curiosity and wonder of childhood. The poem encourages readers to think about the unseen forces of nature and appreciate their beauty and power. It combines imagery, repetition, and personification to make the wind feel alive. The poem is about enjoyable and thoughtful, teaching readers to observe nature closely and imagine beyond what is visible. So, let's move towards the paraphrasing. Now, here I have given you line by line paraphrasing of the poem. I saw you toss the kites on high. The poet says he saw the wind making the kites fly high up in the sky. Line 2, and blow the birds about the sky. He saw the wind was also pushing the birds, making them move and flutter in the air. Line 3, all around I heard you pass. He could hear the wind blowing all around him. Line 4, like ladies' skirts across the grass. He compares the soft sound of the wind to the rustling of ladies' skirt brushing the grass as they walk. In line 5, O wind a blowing all day long. He addresses the wind saying it blows continuously the entire day. In the last line of the stanza, he uses apostrophe, O wind that sings so loud a song. The wind seems to sing loudly as it blows, creating different sound in the nature. Now we are going to discuss stanza number 2. Line 7, I saw the different things you did. The poet notices many things the wind does, how it moves and affects things. In line 8, but always, you yourself you hid. He says that although the wind's actions can be seen, the wind itself cannot be seen. In line 9, I felt you push, I heard you call. He could feel the wind's force pushing against him and hear its whistling sound. In line 10, the poet says, I could not see yourself at all see. He also says that he could hear its sound as if it were calling out. In line 11, the poet says, O wind a blowing all day long. Again, he calls out the wind that keeps blowing endlessly. Line 12, O wind that sings so loud a song. The wind continues to sing loudly through its whooshing and whistling sound. In stanza 3, O you that are so strong and cold. The poet describes the wind as being very strong and cold in nature. Line 14, O blower, are you young or old? The poet wonders if the wind is young or old, giving it a human-like quality. Are you a beast of field and tree? He imagines whether the wind might be some kind of wild creature that roams through the fields and trees. In line 16, or just a stronger child than me. Or maybe he says the wind is like a child, but stronger and more powerful than him. O wind a blowing all day long. O wind that sings so loud a song. Once again he calls to the ever blowing wind. He ends by repeating how the wind sings its loud, powerful song throughout the day. Now we are moving towards the summary of the poem. In the poem, The Wind by Robert Louis Stevenson, the poet beautifully describes the unseen power and the presence of the wind in the natural world. He observes how the wind lifts kite high in the sky, carries birds along their flight, and gently moves the grass as if soft skirts were sweeping over it. Although the poet can feel its touch and hear its song, he can never actually see the wind itself. It remains hidden and mysterious. He wonders about its nature, questioning whether it is old or young, like a wild creature or just a stronger being. Throughout the poem, the wind is depicted as an unseen but forceful and continuous presence, singing a loud and powerful song all day long. Let's move to the next one. Central idea. Now, what is the central idea of the poem? The central idea of the poem is The Wind by Robert Louis Stevenson is to highlight that invisible yet powerful nature of the wind and the sense of wonder it creates in the human mind. The poet shows that although the wind cannot be seen, its presence is clearly felt through its effects on nature, such as flying kites, moving birds, and making sounds. He presents the wind as both gentle and strong and capable of producing soft, pleasant sound as well as powerful movements. Poem also reflects the curiosity and imagination of a child. He tries to understand something that cannot be seen. The poet questions the identity of the wind, wondering whether it is living creature or something like himself. This shows how humans often try to give form to mysterious forces of nature. Overall, the poem emphasizes the beauty, mystery, and continuous activity of the wind. It teaches readers to observe nature closely and appreciate its unseen forces. The wind represents mystery, power, and continuous activity. The poem also highlights how imagination helps us understand the natural world. Thus, it presents the wind as a symbol of mystery and power. Now, let's discuss the themes of the poem. First one is power of nature. According to the poem, highlights the great power of the wind, showing how it can move kites, birds, and affect everything. It reminds reader that nature is strong and beyond human control. Second theme is mystery of the unseen. The wind cannot be seen, but its presence is clearly felt and heard. This creates a sense of mystery and teaches that not everything in life is visible, right? Next, we have curiosity and wonder. The poet questions about the wind reflect a childlike curiosity. The poem encourages readers to ask questions and explore the world with imagination. Imagination and creativity. The poet imagines the wind as a creature or a stronger child. This shows how imagination helps us understand and connect with nature. Last but not the least, we have beauty of everyday nature. The poem finds beauty in ordinary natural experiences such as wind blowing through grass or lifting kites, encouraging appreciation of simple moments. Now let's move towards the next topic we have today is poetic devices. Now poetic devices are alliteration, repetition of initial consonant sound like s sound, song, so, loud. It basically used for musical quality and emphasis. Repetition, repeating words or phrases like oh wind, emphasizes the continuous presence of wind. Next, we have personification. The definition is giving human qualities to non-human things. I heard you call makes the wind seems alive and active. Rhyming scheme. Pattern of rhyming words like sky, by, pass, grass make the musical effect. Next, we have simile. Comparison with like or as. Like lady's skirt across the grass creates a soft and vivid image. Imagery. Definition. Descriptive language appealing to senses. Toss the kites on high helps reader visualize the scene. Apostrophe. Calling someone who's absent, directly addressing something absent or non-human, shows emotional connection. Assonance, repetition of all sounds, blowing all day long, adds rhythm and flow. Next, we are going to discuss about the important questions regarding Federal Board. The question can be asked related to context and meaning. It can be asked about explanation of lines. It can be about comparison and simile. It can be about poetic devices, imagery, theme, central idea. And it can also ask you about effects of the wind or any other poem which you are reading at that point of time according to that stanza. Rhyme scheme. So this is how Federal Board asks questions, and these questions carry 2 marks only. So let's move towards the summary of the whole lecture today. Today I taught you about paraphrasing, and the main idea of the paraphrasing is the wind is strong and unstoppable. It blows all day and night. It makes a sound like a roaring sea. It bends the tree and scatters leaves. Nothing can resist its power. Next, we have theme. The poem highlights the mighty power of nature. It shows how the wind is free, fearless, beyond human control. Central idea. The central idea is that the wind is a powerful natural force that moves freely and affects everything around it. We have discussed multiple poetic devices, important questions as well. So, this is all for today. Thank you for active listening. Take care. Allah Hafiz.